Hi. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about anchoring. We're having an upcoming anchoring seminar at the end of April, and I want to give you guys a reason to be there. And anchoring is probably one of the most powerful tools that we can get. I mean, I'm sure all of us have places in our lives where we wish we could have been more influential, all right? Where we wish we could have had just a little bit of an edge to get us the little bit of more money we wanted, a little more attention, the date, the job, the refund, all of these kinds of things. And this is why anchoring is such a powerful skill to have. It doesn't stand alone, all right? There are other skills, and we have a seminar coming up this April, and we do cover all of these skills that go from the beginner level all the way up to the advanced. And it is a very intense seminar that is designed to lead you on the road to mastering this skill very quickly, rather than doing it the way I did it, which was take 7 to 10 years of practicing and rummaging through all the things that didn't work, okay, and until I found something that actually did. All right, and that's the important part. What I want to talk to you about today is actually something a little bit different. I want to talk to you about what happens because the question I get more often than not is, Tom, I've got the anchoring videos, I've been practicing, I can't get anchoring to work for me. And what have I done is Kim and I sat down and we identified where anchoring seems to fall apart. The classic mistakes that get in the way of people who want to be successful with this skill. All right, and basically they're projection, calibration, over-amplification, timing, and overlapping. Okay, and briefly let me tell you what those are. Projection is when you think you already know what state that somebody else has to be in order to do what you want them to do. Okay, I talk to guys who go out and try to use this stuff on girls a lot, and they think they need to, for them to be attracted, they go into massive states of lust. Okay, well, for some people that doesn't work very well. Some people need connection. Some people want to, they're trying to sell something, okay, something's going to make somebody a lot of money, and what will happen is they'll project that what the emotion that they have to tap into to get somebody to move will be greed, okay? Well, greed will motivate some people, but it doesn't motivate everyone, okay? Some people are motivated by accomplishment, but because the person projects and starts eliciting states of greed, all right, he's not getting anything back. And even if he gets somebody into a greedy state and goes and anchors it, all right, when he goes to apply that anchor, okay, he's going to go put that anchor onto something, it'll mismatch with what this person actually has to feel in order to accomplish it, all right, in order to do what he wants. So you're mismatching. Another one is a lot of people think that relaxation is what they want to elicit in some people. When they talk about vacations and they start eliciting states of relaxation. Well, I go on vacations all the time. And if you go on a vacation with Kim, relaxation is probably the last thing on the planet that you're actually going to get to do. Because for Kim, vacation needs to be an adventure, all right? That means we're going to go skiing, we're going to go exploring, we're going to go caving, we're going to go places off the beaten path. We're going to go where other people don't go, all right? For her, it's an adventure. If you tried to elicit a state in Kim of relaxation and tried to apply it for a vacation, then sell her something that, a vacation package of some type, it would fail miserably because the anchor is not going to apply to the thing or the thing you want to sell her, because you're projecting what you think has to be there for you. And there are ways of getting over this, and the biggest way of getting over it is that we have designed many ways of eliciting states from people so that they plug in the state that works for them rather than you having to imagine it. The second thing that I think is important is calibration. So many people will sit there and try to talk somebody into a state that the person has already been experiencing. They just haven't been experiencing it in a way that the person doing the anchoring will actually be able to notice it. That's why a lot of these guys, we'll get on to this, it moves naturally into the next thing, but a lot of these guys, they'll say, what's it like when you're excited, and the guy's sitting there going, oh yeah, I know what that's like, okay? And for him, that's excited. and that's enough, okay? But what they want to see is like, oh yeah, excited, woo, and they want to get somebody into that state, and boom, and then they want to stick the anchor in there. All right. Well, a lot of times that's not going to work. It's not going to fit. You're not calibrating. You've already missed, and you're working so hard to get them into that state, okay, that you've missed that the first state was, oh yeah, I know what that's like. And it wasn't even that I know what that's like. You could tell that the calibration, that the person's in the state before they actually even say anything. So they're like, and then yeah, okay, then they're validating what they're already feeling, and boom, and that's when you put in the anchor. Then there's over-amplification, and over-amplification is probably the biggest problem I run into for some people who are classically taught anchoring, okay? Because they're taught that, if you have to really crank up a state in order to anchor it. And that's totally untrue. And what happens is you get these people who will tell you, if they try to go for an elicitation of relaxation or adventure or something like that, and they really want the person to turn it up, and it's like, what about when you're having an adventure, and what about when it's really adventurous, and if you really crank that up, how does it feel? And first of all, it's unnatural. All right, it doesn't really fit in with normal conversation. Second of all, you have missed their natural ability to anchor. They experience emotion in a certain range, and if you pop them outside of that range, your anchor is going to be ineffective, okay? Because when you go to fire it, it's going to set off all kinds of warning bells, and that's going to be a mess, okay? And a lot of times that's what happens. The fourth thing let me talk about is timing. All right, a lot of times, and you see how all these things fit together, the calibration and the projection and the timing. And the timing of the anchor is important. And what will happen is, especially with these people who over-amplify, they actually miss what I call the prime acceleration area of the state, and they get all the way up to the peak, okay, which is to me the worst place to anchor anything. But they've missed it. So when the timing's off, you're getting a different piece of the anchor than what you actually need. And a lot of times what will happen, and this happens probably more often than anything else, okay, is that you'll just miss the state altogether. You'll sit there and you'll watch it, and you'll, inside your brain you're going like, oh man, there it was right there. And, the key is, there are 3 different methods to quickly and easily re-elicit a state with the same type of intensity so that you can go back and anchor it, that's natural and conversational, so it doesn't sound weird, all right? That's what you really want to go for, so the timing is so important. And the fifth thing, and it's a classic mistake, although it doesn't happen all that often for me because I anchor to different kinds of things, than what other people would. But sometimes, every once in a while, you'll get somebody and they'll anchor to something that already has an emotional or a highly emotional feeling attached to it, okay? And your anchor just will not work because it's already a very highly emotional or a highly attached anchor is already there, and you're trying to overpower a previous anchor to get your anchor to go onto it, and it just won't work. And that's where you go back to calibrating and noticing that your anchor's not working, and just go in another direction. I mean, there's only a couple thousand things within arm's reach of me that I can anchor to, so I don't really need to anchor to any one specific thing. So that pretty much covers, when anchoring isn't working, you have to look to one of these 5 things that'll stand out. All right, and as you start to notice them, you'll start to say, hey, okay, why didn't that anchor work? Well, here's the problem, okay? And this is the kinds of things that most people won't tell you. They want to tell you how anchoring works, how important it is, and how it works every time. And that's really not as important as knowing when it doesn't work, when it isn't working for you, what you have to do next, okay? Now, the Anchoring Boot Camp is in April, all right? We have 6 days left. 6 days left. March 1st will be the last day that you can possibly sign up, all right? And that's what I want you to do. You have 6 days left to get the early discount, and I want you to do it today. I'll be sending more information throughout the week to actually get you moving, and just make sure that this is something that you really want to do.